Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie and today's reading is about the next 7 days, what you should be expecting, what will happen, as well as any sort of advice you could use within the coming week. So I haven't really done a reading like this, but it is meant to be timeless. Whenever you see this video is whenever you're supposed to be hearing the advice that is going to come through. We have 4 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have a shungite heart. Pile 2, we have a scandal quartz. Pile 3, we have a smoky quartz heart. And pile 4, we have a moss agate point. So take a few deep breaths, take a few moments to allow divine advice to come through, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the shungite heart, then we have a reading here for you about what to expect within the next 7 days. We're going to look at the card you chose, and then we're going to live shuffle some oracles to get a good view and grasp of what's going to go on. So we have the 6 of Swords. You're moving on from something, whether that's physically or mentally or even emotionally. I feel like there is something that you are finally leaving behind, and I feel like you've been waiting to leave this behind. Maybe there's been some setbacks or some sort of miscommunication, but you are going from one place to another, whether that's internally or externally. I feel like in some cases it might be both, but we're going to see how this move is going to go along. We're going to go ahead and get your cards. So for the God/Titan we have for you, we have Raw Power. It almost sounds like I'm saying RAW as in raw power as opposed to raw RA. But I feel like there's something about you finally coming into your power here. Either wherever you're going is going to allow you to come into power, or you finally have mustered the courage, the power to move on from this. I feel like in some cases it might be both, because you've accumulated so much power, you can't help but move on to the next thing. It's like you know you're no longer meant for this specific thing that you have left behind because you've outgrown it. You've outgrown it. It no longer stimulates you. It no longer does anything for you. So we are moving on. And I feel like in some cases people have seen your power as well and they want you elsewhere. We also have Akal, release. I'm going to censor that because that's quite a bit of side boob that we have going on here. But I do love her. She is a medicine woman, but she is also one that I'm thinking of like a spiritual healer that helps you release negative energy or release the cords of people or doubt, something along those lines. You are releasing something, and that goes beautifully with whatever the 6 of Swords is, because whatever it is that you're leaving behind, you've also let it go. You've let it go probably a long time before you were ready to move on. Like you had accepted it and it was all just like a waiting period or a transition period where you knew things were just about to change. Basically, you've embraced this change so well, and within the next 7 days, you're going to see a big coming together of this. It's almost like everything is automatically working in its place. I wouldn't be surprised if things went a lot more smoothly than you thought, especially because I feel like whatever you're moving on to, it's nothing small. It's something huge. It's something transitional, whether that's within a career situation, a relationship situation, or even quite literally moving from one place to another. It's going to go smoothly. It's going to feel right. You're going to be comfortable within this transition period, which can be hard sometimes. And I really do feel that whatever you're releasing, it's impacted you in a positive way. I am going to read from the book for Akal because I know she's a Mayan goddess, but I want to make sure that I'm reading her correctly. The next card we have for you is I Am Made for Inclusive Love, which is very beautiful. I feel like, you know what's weird, pile 1? I feel like, honestly, you're full of too much love for whatever it is that you left behind. I know that sounds odd, but you have too much love in your heart. You're too pure of heart. You're too loving. You're too giving. So whatever it was that you left behind was something that was either draining you or you were giving too much to it and it wasn't giving enough in return. And I feel like any situation could fit that bill, you know? It's like whatever you were giving to, it was enough. It was draining you. So you're taking all your love and all your goodness and moving on to the next phase in life. I am going to read from the back of this. I am made for inclusive love. Unfurl naturally, receive. This is the root chakra. Can you hear stardust petals falling through your mind? When did your star seeds grow velvet wings? Did you get lost for eons in the fantasy or in the crossing over? As love reaches out to take you by the hand, will you accept a sweeter destiny? Let us hold hands in celebration at the gates of dancing terms. Let us freely exchange our inner pearls, dissolving all codependence. Let our interdependence unfurl naturally from within. I love that. I love that so much. Portal to grace, divine will. Yeah, you're about to become more receptive to the good things in life. Don't feel surprised that whenever you go into this new phase or into this new area, this new environment, you're going to be receiving and receiving to the point where you may not be used to it. Get used to that receptive energy, pile one. Even if you feel you already have enough, even if you feel that you've had it better than other people, I feel like there's some aspect of receiving here that you have to get used to or that you have to learn. It's kind of like, yeah, you just have to learn how to receive. Be in your more feminine energy and your receptive energy, regardless of what gender you identify as. You have to be in feminine energy so you can receive all the good that the universe and the people around you want to give to you. Because I do see you moving on to a place where people just adore you and they express this adoration very bluntly or plainly. The next card we have for you, Starseed Oracle. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. It's kind of like now that you're away from whatever this is, if you want to see whatever you left behind as this small little speck here, this little planet, it's going to be like, I can't believe I went through all of that and now I'm in a much better place and I see it exactly for what it was. Whatever you've left behind put you in a very disempowered place. It made you feel small. It made you feel like you weren't good enough. It made you feel like you just couldn't amount to anything. And the thing is, it wasn't even you. You were never the problem. It was the environment. It was the environment, the people around you, whether they were taking you for granted, whether they were making you feel small on purpose, whatever you were leaving behind, it was a no-win situation. Like, you were the best you could be and probably better than a lot of people, but the situation was making you feel small and it kept you small because when they keep you small, they can keep you there. It's very, very gaslighty energy that you were leaving behind, regardless of what the situation was. It was just not meant for you because, like I said, you're full of too much love for whatever it was that you were in, or even just good vibrations. Like, you were definitely full of like such positive energy. You definitely outgrew it. Like, there's no other way to put it. You just outgrew whatever you were in and you're on to better things. And the universe wants to provide this for you. It's like, are you ready? Because wherever you are, it's just, it's not great anymore. Let's move on. We're taking you somewhere better. So you can accept and just, I'm hearing, go along for the ride or take a ride to the next step. Because whatever is coming, it's gonna allow you to grow. It's gonna be so transformative and you don't even know. But let me go ahead and read from the book for Ixchel. From the book, it is time to release an old belief or bad habit. Imbalances of all kinds will fall away. Your pain will soon ease. Ixchel, the jaguar goddess of the ancient Mayan culture, was the goddess of midwifery, fertility, earth, rain, and the sacred sweat bath. Widely honored, her cult extended at one time as far as the islands of the east, off the east coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. Her myth once focused on the practice of the sweat bath, the place where the elderly went to relieve their age and pain, and Mayan mothers went before and after birth to ease the delivery. That kind of reminds me of a spa, because it makes me think of a sauna, a sweat bath. I know sweat baths are something else, and I've actually heard of them. I don't sweat easily, so I'm not big into sweaty things, but I do like the idea of like a sauna or a spa where you just, it's transitionary, you know, you go into the sauna either after you've done a workout or maybe before. I'm not sure how that works exactly because I've never been into saunas either, but it makes me think of a spa where you're just relaxing so that you can go on to the next thing. You've released whatever this is, and I feel like some of you are definitely in a big processing mode where you're being filled with perspective, for sure. It's like you're looking at everything for what it really was now that you're out of it. Because it's hard to see things for what they are when you're in the middle of it, when you're in charge of it, when you're working on it. But once you step back, it's like, wow, that place was definitely not for me. These people or this person didn't treat me with any sort of respect here. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I feel like some people were just taking advantage of you, or they were bordering on that. There's something about boundaries here where they were being overstepped. And even though you typically set really good boundaries, pile one, I feel like this was a situation where it had become so muddled that you couldn't see where your boundaries were and where their boundaries were. Like, it just, again, when you're in it, you don't see it, but when you're out of it, it's like, how did I allow that to happen? It's that kind of energy. But I can definitely see you healing. You're healing very profoundly. and beautifully, and in a way that is very transformative. After all, she is a goddess of midwifery. Think of it as you rebirthing yourself and becoming like this powerful raw character. I really do love the balance of feminine and masculine energies here, because the feminine is healing herself and the masculine is empowering you. Beautiful energy. But like I said, you're full of way too much love, both for yourself and other people. Like the love you were giving to others, let's just say they weren't reciprocating it. I don't want to say it's necessarily. Let me let this car pass. It's very loud. But I don't want to say it was just a love relationship. I think for a lot of you, it was a work situation as well, where maybe you had a lot of fake friends or a lot of coworkers that, they would say nice things to your face, and behind your back, maybe they were just trying to bring you down or something along those lines. It could even be a group of friends that you had just outgrown because they were all very occupied with different things than you were. And in some cases, there's some form of jealousy here. There's somebody here who's jealous. That's what I'm channeling very strongly. And for why that is, I'm not sure. It could be because you were just, again, better at what you were doing. It could be because of your looks. Even in romantic relationships, sometimes a partner can be jealous that one partner looks better than the other, and that causes insecurities and whatnot. But there's definitely an insecure person here who was full of jealousy, and that itself was just not conductive to your love and self-growth, or growth and self-love. But regardless, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, because that's what I see in the 7 days is you processing this and maybe even moving on. In some cases, the moving on might be very sudden and quick as well. I don't think it'll be, well, I guess it depends where you're moving, but within 7 days, a lot can happen, And I feel like you're going to be one of those piles where that's very much the case, but within those 7 days as well, you're going to see, I feel like you're going to see stuff come out of the woodwork. Like I said, if you don't notice that there's a jealous person, you might see them once they start lashing out, or once you start hearing what they've had to say about you or how they conduct themselves. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot. I'm gonna get 7 cards for 7 days. You could see this as like each day what this particular card will be, or you could see it as like the big progression of the 7 days as a whole. So for the first placement, we have the Ace of Wands. New inspiration. You definitely, some of you might be signing something here, because I do see this pen, but I definitely see the start of something new. We also have the Six of Wands. You're going to be very successful in whatever it is that you do here. You're going to be very successful, victorious, happy. Empress energy, not surprised. What did I say? Be in receptive mode. Be in receptive mode, because you're about to receive a lot of great things. In some cases, more money. In some cases, more admiration, more love, more support for sure. We also have the Page of Wands. Lots of newness, lots of new energy. All this Wands energy lets me know that you might be doing a lot physically, a lot of actual physical work. We have the Eight of Coins, the Eight of Pentacles, but also focused on work. I think for some of you, you might be the kind of people who like to distract yourself by working more, by really putting your all into something physical, whether that's working out or actual, if your job is physically demanding. There's just a lot of action going on here. We also have the Moon, secrets being revealed. And Eight of Cups, emotionally moving on. So while the Six of Swords is more like physically moving on or mentally moving on, Eight of Cups is emotionally leaving something. Emotional finality is a good way to put it, where you're just no longer in it. Like your heart's no longer in it. Your sentimentality is brushed off to the side because we're not dealing with that anymore. It's kind of like if you only held on to something because of the nostalgia, yeah, that's gone, that's erased. We're no longer doing that, because even that doesn't matter considering everything that has gone on. And it'll happen after this particular secret is revealed. After, if it's not a secret, it might just be something that you weren't seeing. It could have been a secret to yourself. Like maybe you kept denying that something was going on here. Like, let's say you really believed that you had either coworkers or a boss that had nothing but the purest and best intentions for you, but then it turns out that they were the ones trying to throw you under the bus. It's like, well, yeah, no, I'm not putting my heart into that anymore. I don't care anymore. Let me move on. It's that kind of situation. Same thing with a romantic relationship. Let's say you moved on and you felt bad because maybe there was something there, but then you find out that your partner was doing some shady business and it's like, well, yep, no, I'm no longer into that. It's that kind of situation. So do expect that by the end of this week, 7 days. In some cases, it might be a little bit longer depending on how communication goes between you and the situation that is past. But I do see you focusing on the future, or the present, present and future. And the only time you look back is when somebody brings something to your attention about the past, because you're moving forward. For some of you, your intuition might come through very strongly in dreams, because I do see the moon as dreams sometimes, like the intuition, because I don't see the High Priestess here. Well, I haven't clarified these cards yet, but the Empress is sometimes believed to be like the sister of the High Priestess, but where the Empress is more physical, the High Priestess is more in her emotions and her mind. And when we couple that with the moon, it's almost like, even if you're not typically intuitive, there's going to be a lot of intuitive hits or a lot of dreams that are going to clarify something about this particular situation. Let's go ahead and clarify the Ace of Wands. We have the Nine of Daggers. I do see some sort of anxiety about the new things you are approaching. Nothing too bad, even though the Nine of Swords can be very... It's that lack of sleep at night. So you might have a hard time going to sleep. Or if, like I said, if you have certain dreams about a past situation, that could be keeping you up. Or you could be wondering, why am I dreaming about that? It could be one of those dreams where you wake up and you're wondering why that's happening. So to clarify the Six of Wands, your victorious energy. Ooh, we have the King of Cups. This is you becoming emotionally mature. This is you understanding that what you went through, even if it wasn't fair or even if it was just ridiculous, you're like, okay, whatever, I'm stronger than this, I'll move ahead. You're definitely in a very emotionally mature energy where you can't allow people to make you feel bad, or you won't let them. Like, they can't make you feel bad about the choices you've made, the decisions you've made. It's like you knew what you had to do and you had to get out of it. And even if people come to you with like this sad little sob story, you're not going to put up with it. It's like, okay, and so I did what I could, you did what you could, we're both adults here, let's move on. Or we're all adults here, depending on how many people are involved in this situation. Let's clarify the Empress. The Empress wants 2 cards. We have the Three of Swords and Death. But Death is reversed, and I don't take reversals, but I'll keep that in mind, letting me know that somebody broke your heart. If it was a romantic situation, I guess obviously, but even in the work situation, it's kind of like, because somebody didn't look out for you the way they were supposed to, or because you thought you were friends and then it turns out that they were not as supportive as you thought, you're having a rebirth here. It's almost like, thank you for letting me see exactly what I had to see. I'm going to move on and change. You're coming into such badass energy, Pile 1. It's almost like nothing can tear you down because you finally fully accept your worth here. I feel like you've always known your worth, but it's a different thing to accept our worth, you know? We know that we're great, but to accept it and actually act as if we are, or as we know we are, that's a whole different thing. And I feel like this was this final push that you needed to finally get yourself in order. It's like, you know what? I know what I'm worth, so let me start acting like it and let me not fall into whatever it is that these past energies wanted you to fall for. Your rebirth here, because I did mention that earlier with this Death card. The rebirth is that you're finally coming into this new energy of being in power and in complete control of yourself. I had a very hard time saying that phrase, letting me know that maybe you yourself are coming to that realization within the next 7 days as well, that you are full of so much more power than you realized. You're more powerful than you ever realized. So it's kind of ridiculous what you used to put up with. With the Page of Wands, this is the new you. And I see you, I mean, just look how happy she looks, or he, whoever this person is, look how happy they look. Just being in control, being free. Because the Page of Wands is somebody full of inspiration and energy to take on new exciting adventures. We have the Ace of Daggers. Lots of new ideas as well. I feel like it's a whole new mentality that you have, a new mindset. You're no longer in the small-minded energy that you used to be in. Even if you didn't think it was small-minded, you're going to realize, oh, actually, that was not that healthy to be with those kinds of people or with that kind of energy around me. You're breaking out of something, but it's going to be like you're processing it properly. So you're not just moving on quickly. You're taking the time to sit with it and understand why you had to go through what you went through and why it wasn't any good for you. Let's clarify the Eight of Coins. The Star and the Conqueror of Wands. The Conqueror being the Knight of Wands here. There's a lot of hope here. A lot of hope for the things you are going to do and create. There are people noticing your hard work for sure. It's like people know what you are capable of, and you're attracting better people that will, one, allow you to grow in the way you need to, two, give you the opportunities to grow in that way, and three, really see you for what you're worth. But I feel like you're not even going to care at that point. It's because you already know your own worth. Even if somebody affirms exactly what you are, you're going to accept it with grace, of course, with a lot of gratitude, but you're not going to allow what they say to impact you or affect you. It's like, yes, I know this is what I am, and you're just confirming it to me, as opposed to, you know, hanging on to every word they say and looking for their approval. They're just confirming what you already know. You are not seeking their approval, nor are you being affected by it, but you are accepting it graciously. Let's go ahead and clarify the moon, the secret that will be unveiled. And of course, the cards are having a hard time coming through. In some cases, sometimes you're not meant to know. Like, I'm not meant to tell it to you. You're supposed to take this on yourself. And in some other cases, it could be just so different depending on the situation. But we do have the Seeker of Globes here. This would be the Page of Pentacles. Somebody that you really trust is going to come through with this. It could be like the one true friend you had in this past situation, or somebody that, for example, if it was a romantic situation, maybe a common friend that doesn't really BS you at all. Like, this friend is they're detached enough from this one person that they're able to tell the truth. And I feel like they had some sort of allegiance or, they had like an allegiance to you. It's kind of odd, or they just really like you and it's like, look, you're a good person. Let me tell you what went on. It's that kind of energy. And it might be from somebody you weren't really expecting. I am feeling earth energy, but it doesn't have to be, of course. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. It could just be somebody that's more reliable than they look, because the Page is somebody who's young, but they don't have to be young. They could just be young-minded. But I do see them being the one to deliver this message. Somebody that you trust, or that you know is more trustworthy, the more trustworthy of the people that you had to deal with before. And let's clarify the Eight of Cups. We have Temperance. So you're learning to balance your expectation of what is to come. Temperance is balance, but focusing that balance where it needs to go. So you're handling expectations here. You're going to be open to a lot of things, but you're not going to accept it right away. You're going to, again, graciously accept, sorry about that, pile one. You're going to accept things that come your way, but you're not going to, you know, give it a lot of weight until you know it's okay to give that thing you accept a lot of weight, you know? It's not going to be, like I said earlier, if people give you compliments, you're going to accept them wonderfully and warmly, but it's not going to be your everything. For example, in dating, if you date or if somebody tries to flirt with you, you're going to be like, oh, thank you. But you're not going to start, you know, thinking that you and this person would be the perfect match just because they said that. Like, you're not getting carried away. That's a good way to put it. You're not getting carried away with whatever it is that people put into your head or heart here. And I love it. It's a very natural maturation process, which honestly, we're never done maturing. I see this within older people as well. I'm in my mid-30s now, but I feel like growing up is a process that we never really stop, because every new life experience brings a new type of feeling or a new type of, a new experience, yeah. We're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff here, but the next 7 days are going to just make you stronger. And you're going to finally accept your worth here. Not just realize it, but accept it. And the people around you will be a reflection of that, because you're going to see them be more open to you. You're going to see them want to support you. But you're also not going to allow them to be like your main source of support. You're just going to see it as a reflection of everything that you already knew that was within you. Well, let's move on to your advice cards, pile 1. Do expect more money to come in because they were probably draining your finances. We also have Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. Yeah, you're meeting a lot of new people. I was getting that as well. And something about their handshake could be important as well. I feel like a lot of people don't really shake hands anymore. After 2020, we kind of stopped touching each other casually like that. But maybe this person will actually give you a good old-fashioned handshake. Take that only if it resonates, of course. Or something about touching their hand could be important as well. And feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. Yeah, what did I say? There's somebody who isn't really... There's somebody jealous or somebody who just doesn't... You thought they wanted the best for you and you're going to find out that they actually don't. There's jealousy there, or some sort of competition. I feel you didn't feel it was a competition, but they saw it as a competition. We're going to get 2 cards from the Let Go deck. I'm getting this one. Explore life and create your own experiences. Let go of being normal. Yeah, you're going to get a new sense of normalcy, or you're going to let go something very conventional and you're embracing something more free-flowing, more, I'm hearing abundant. In some cases, exotic. Maybe you're going to somewhere completely new, like a new country or a different place, somewhere very different from where you are or where you were. Yeah, a lot of growth as well. And then this card. Ooh, I love this. Meditate to dispel all fears and become a beautiful, enchantingly magnetic person. I feel like you already are pile 1, but you're going to become it more through self-care and meditation. To me, meditation is part of a self-care routine. I know not everybody sees it that way, but because I'm a very spiritual person, I see it this way. So do incorporate meditation in any sort of self-care situation you have here, even if it's just sitting alone with your thoughts and meditating or doing deep breathing exercises. I feel like that will help a lot. We're going to get one more card from the Guardian Angel deck for any advice or guidance from your angels or spirit guides. We have this one. Acceptance. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. I kept going on and on about acceptance through this whole reading, and the fact that we got this card that I just shuffled out of the deck just confirms it. And this is beautiful. Really, pile 1, you are coming into the energy of acceptance, and I don't think people go on about that enough. It's a beautiful energy, knowing what you are truly worth and acting just as you are truly worth. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, pile 2. If you chose the candle quartz, then we have a reading here for you about the next 7 days and what you should expect, as well as any revelations that may come into being. But let's go ahead and look at the card you chose. We're going to look at this card as part of the oracles. We're going to look at the oracles to see what the situation is. Then we're going to look at the tarot to see how to handle it. We have, the Queen of Cups, emotional, nurturing energy. You could see this as you coming into this energy where you're nurturing a part of yourself, emotional self, that you've either been neglecting, or just allowing yourself to sit with your feelings and really understand what it is you are going through or why you are feeling that way. Or you could see it as somebody else coming through to help with this. More likely in their feminine energy, though they do not have to be a woman. They are just somebody very nurturing, somebody who cares about you and how you are feeling, essentially. So we're tapping into our emotions here. Let's go ahead and get your Goddess card. We're going to start with the feminine energy. I do see that some of you, I'm feeling this in the heart. It could be grief that you may have not been wanting to process, because I feel like you've almost been preventing yourself from truly feeling whatever is going on here. We have Yamaya, Hope, and I love her. She is the goddess of the ocean, among other things, but she's she would fit the sovereign, the Queen of Cups here. In fact, in the other tarot deck that I have, I think Yamaya or Yamoja, she's got several names, is the Queen of Cups. So I'll be surprised to see, or I wouldn't be surprised to see if she comes through in that tarot deck as her. But we're dealing with a lot of emotions here, lots of water energy. I keep hearing Katara from the Avatar, The Last Airbender, how she goes on and on about hope. It's that kind of person. Either you are Katara or you have a Katara-like person coming into your life, allowing you to feel what you feel or helping with that. We also have Garuda, travel. Some of you could be traveling, of course, but I'm also seeing like you being pointed in a new direction because you understand how you're feeling now. Especially if you were wondering whether you should do X, Y, or Z. I feel like your emotions are trying to tell you something here and I see this a lot with people who suffer from anxiety or have anxiety episodes. Sometimes it's the anxiety trying to tell us what to do, but our bodies or our ego is trying to do something else. It's like you're being torn apart, and sometimes that can come through. This is not professional advice, by the way. This is me going off of my personal experience as both having experienced this and seeing people experience this. But sometimes those episodes of anxiety can be us being pulled in very different directions. And if you listen to your heart, if you listen to how you are feeling and you go with that, it's listening to your intuition, basically, and going where you are guided as opposed to the complete opposite of where you are being guided, you know? And it may not even make sense to you at first, but you will soon realize. It's like if you're ever around certain people and certain people make you act in a very negative way, you know they're not meant for you. But if they make you embrace positive ways of thinking or being or just seeing yourself in a positive way, you know they are good for you. There's something about your intuition here. You might be developing it very strongly within the next 7 days, or you might look into a window of like a good period of intuition just coming through very strongly. But that's what I'm seeing with Garuda here. You're going to be pointed in the right direction because he's pointing that way. At least I think he is. Let's go ahead and get your next card. We have, you don't know how innocent you are. I love this card so much. There's something here about your sweetness and your purity. I feel like you've been in an energy where people were trying to get you to do things that were not meant for you or that you yourself didn't agree with. But because you either loved, adored, or had a lot of what's the word, loyalty to these people or person, you felt the need to go along with it. But the truth was you were not feeling it in your heart or in your gut at all. It's like, this isn't meant for me. Like, you didn't want to disappoint them, but you kept doing what you had to. So you're now learning to understand that if you don't feel right about something, you're not going to go with it. Doesn't matter who's telling you to do it. Doesn't matter who you are doing it for. You have to listen to yourself because that's your psychic sense trying to protect you, you know. That's why it comes through in forms of anxiety. Sometimes it comes through in other ways, like maybe you'll get sick or headaches or something like that, where some situation was causing you to physically react in a way that you are not meant to, because that's how your intuition comes through. Again, I'm not a professional here. I'm just going based off experience and what I am seeing intuitively, but I do get the sense of this. But let's go ahead and read the back of this card. You don't know how innocent you are. You are loved. Tenderness in the heart chakra. Enchanted, she wandered deeper into the garden, so fragrantly seduced, her mind fell open to the beckoning mystery. Tenderness permeated every silent iota. The golden simplicity, unexplainable. Her daydreams revealing an idiosyncratic path to freshness. She seemed brave to those who did not understand, yet complete surrender to her heart was pure naturalness embodied. She emptied herself into the garden and returned with fullness, an ingenue, seeds falling wherever she went with her beautiful smile, and the silent garden grew. I was being called to the being seduced by something. It's almost like whatever you were doing, you were being seduced by either how cool it was or how everybody else was doing it and you wanted to do it too. Or maybe there were like a few people that were really influencing this decision, but you in your heart just didn't feel it and you wished you had. But there's something here about really listening to your gut feeling, listening to your own intuition, because somebody was leading you astray, or a group of people even were leading you astray. I'm not saying it's peer pressure. It's more like you wanted to do it to be part of the group, because you adored somebody here, you wanted to do it. But the truth is, it just was not meant for you. I'm going to read from the book for Yamaya. because I feel like I'm missing some part of her, but also she's just such an impactful goddess. And for a lot of you, water is going to be important. Do not give up. There is hope yet. A wish will be granted. A birth is imminent. Fertility is everywhere. Yamaya started her life as an Orisha, a river spirit in Africa. As her people traveled over the ocean to other nations in slave ships, she became over time a goddess of the sea. Her cult spread to Brazil, and she is still worshipped today in both of these lands as a goddess of hope and love. And she is often depicted as a mermaid, slipping between the waves with a light woven in her hair. She is also considered the nourishing mother aspect of all water. Invoked in childbirth, she created the sea and every man, woman, and sea creature. Something very powerful is coming through here. It's almost like once you accept your emotions or your intuition, your gut feeling, once you honor how you are feeling, you become a lot more powerful than you thought, and you're going to see that you're meant to be going elsewhere. It's funny that we have travel here, and Yamaya herself has traveled as a deity, as a goddess herself between Africa and Brazil, and parts of South America. I'm sure it's almost like it's very beautiful energy that I'm feeling, and you're learning to work with your emotions to see where you are meant to be. We're gonna get one more card from the Starseed Oracle. I almost forgot. But yeah, I see you honoring how you feel, and because of this, good things are going to come of it. You're moving on to a better place. We have all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Yeah. And not necessarily your actual home. I don't think you're going home, though in some cases, maybe this is what's going to happen. I feel like a lot of you, you're going to find somewhere that feels a lot more like home to you. You're going to feel somewhere that you know you are meant to be because it just feels natural to be there. And again, you're listening to your gut. One example that I'm seeing is like if you and your friends are trying to pick what schools to go to, what university to attend, maybe all your friends wanted to go to one specific school for very different reasons. And maybe it was because they like to party there or because of whatever they were studying, but they were all trying to do this one thing and they all decided to go there. But your heart was like, no, I really want to go to this other one because it's more made for me. It focuses on the arts or something that you're really meant to do. So it's like you're trying to go to this other school. Maybe you spend a semester there, but you realize you just really don't like it there. Like it's not vibing with you. You're not having a great time, even though everybody else is. And you do like that your friends are there, but you yourself personally, it's just not for you. So you decide to enroll in the other one the next semester. That's like the biggest example I'm being shown. But it could be anything else as well. It could be a career situation. It could be even a love situation where maybe one partner wanted this, but you really wanted this other thing. So it all depends what's going on here. I really feel like you're learning to listen to yourself, your heart, how you feel, and going with that as opposed to going with what everybody else wants you to go with. And it's going to be very beautiful energy here. But let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion to see how the next 7 days are going to progress. Because I feel like, one, some of you might have to unveil this particular plan to some people and you're afraid of how this is going to go, which fair, that's very fair, especially if this is only how you've been feeling recently and you don't know how to go about it. So we're going to pull 7 cards. You can see each card as each different day, or it could all be like the one big culmination of the next following week and how you're going to go about this or how you're going to process it as well. So first card, we have the Magician. You're more powerful than you think you are, Pile 2, or you have a lot more influence over this particular situation. In the end, it's all about you and what you want to do with your life or what you want to do regarding how you feel. We also have the 7 of Swords. There have been certain things hidden from you. Somebody wasn't very honest, or maybe you yourself haven't been very honest with either the people around you or yourself. And this is something, again, that you have to own up to because you have to listen to how you're feeling. We have Temperance, which I'm not surprised. That came out in the first pile as well. We have Death. Also came out in the first pile. Very transformative weeks we're having here. That's for sure. That's probably why you're at this reading. We also have, oh, that's a lot of cards, jeez. There's something about the throat chakra here, pile 2. So if you do any chakra work or any kind of meditation, do focus on that. This is in combination with the emotions you're feeling. It's expressing how you feel. And sometimes this can lead to us like bottling up a lot and then word vomiting. So do pay attention to that. We have the Knight of Wands, also came out in pile 1. But this lets me know it's going to be forward momentum and it's going to happen rather quickly. But also you're going to be refilled with energy to take this on, whatever it may be. We have the 10 of Swords. I do see you feeling like you've hit rock bottom, or feeling like there's a... You're not going to feel great. That's all I'm going to say. You might really... Especially because I did talk about anxiety in the oracles. Maybe some of you suffer from anxiety. I do expect like one more little fit of anxiousness coming through, but it's not going to be something you can't handle. It's just going to be the final one regarding this situation. Because I can see a lot of you you've been in your head about this. And then 6 of Coins, reciprocity. I like this energy. I like this a lot. Because what this is letting me know, oh, back at the deck, the Fool. Yeah, you're starting new things here. What this is letting me know is that you're finally accepting that you have a lot more power over your situation than you thought you did. And quite honestly, some people were trying to take advantage of you with the 7 of Swords. Some people were not being very honest, or they were even influencing you in some sort of way. I do want to say this is going to be a third party or like an outside source. It was not you. Unless, of course, you were noticing what the lie was and you were just accepting it for yourself. You have to be honest with yourself, and then you have to allow the honesty from others to come through. But regardless, there was a little bit of manipulation here, some sort of sneaky business. With Temperance, though, I do see you focusing on yourself again. It's a card of balance, but in this case, you have to focus back on how you are nurturing yourself and what you are giving yourself. Because there's going to be people who are going to try and manipulate you just to see how much they can get away with, or to see how much they can influence you. Whoever these people are, they feel that power comes in numbers, and the more people that they have doing whatever they want is going to somehow be a good thing. When the truth is, you have to listen to yourself. We're all individuals here. With the Death card, I do see a rebirth here, because death isn't necessarily a death, though I guess you could see it as the death of this particular phase of your life, or even the death of certain friendships or connections that, again, were just not healthy for you because they were trying to make you think a certain way or trying to indoctrinate you into something that was not meant for you. But I do see a rebirth of yourself. Also, I'm noticing her uncovering, trying to see who the person behind this curtain is. So you're going to see people reveal themselves, or you're going to reveal them yourself, because like I said, you have a very strong intuition that is trying to come through, and it's not going to allow you to be in the dark anymore. She does have a little candle here. With the Knight of Wands, I see you coming into your power. People were trying to keep you small. Very similar to pile 1, but in this case, it's like it had something to do with your life decisions and the places where you were going. Yeah, I feel like you knew and you understood that you were always meant to follow your heart, and instead you were following either the money, everybody else, or whatever society expected of you. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be societal pressure as well. With the 10 of Swords, like I said, it's going to feel like everybody's against you, like it's a no-win situation. You're going to feel defeated, essentially. But I do see you learning to balance how much you take influence from others versus how you take influence from yourself. Like there's something here about reciprocity and balance coming into play. It's almost like you're balancing yourself out within 7 days, which is going to be very interesting. So I don't know if you're doing some kind of intensive meditation practice, or if you're just really, really working on you, or if you're going through a lot of transformative situations here. Let's go ahead and clarify these cards. To clarify the Magician, we got 2 cards. 2 of Cups and Ruler of Swords. I do see you being influenced by a particular person. I feel like this is somebody who's very close to you. It could be a family member, a really good friend, and in some cases a partner, a romantic partner. But this person is very logical. This is not somebody who would try to... they wouldn't want to manipulate you. They would rather you think for yourself. So they're going to present you the options and they're going to help you plan this out. I feel like this person really wants to see you in a better place because they themselves are aware of how powerful you are. They might remind you exactly of what you are capable of as well. But I see this as a very supportive person. It could also be like a father figure or even mother figure, but somebody who thinks very clearly and who accepts you as you are. They don't put any emotion into this because you are in a very emotional space. This person is going to be there to think rationally for you while still taking your emotions and how you feel into account. So don't think that they're going to belittle you by saying how you feel. In fact, they're going to take that into account of how things are going. They're going to rationalize that, well, if you feel that way, it really isn't meant for you. And you should really follow how you are feeling, as well as they're going to bring clarity to emotions and a little bit of logic to it as well, but they're not going to tear you down. This person really cares about you here with the Two of Cups. It could be a parent figure, and in some cases it could be a romantic partner, especially somebody who is like, if they're slightly older than you, then that's more confirmation. To clarify the Seven of Swords, we have the Seeker of Globes, which is very interesting. Something similar happened in pile 1. If you came from pile 1, this might just be confirmation. But the person who was trying to influence you the most is somebody that you thought you could trust, or you're going to be hearing about this through somebody you know you can trust. Because the Page is somebody who, they could be younger or they just could be quote, quote, more immature than you. But this is somebody with earth energy. Somebody who is typically more set in their ways as well. Let's clarify Temperance here. We have the Tower. There's going to be an unexpected thing that comes through. I feel like this whole situation may be out of your control or out of your hands. And this is part of the reason you're focusing on yourself, because when you can't control the situation or what's going on around you, the thing you can control is yourself. So you're definitely focusing on what you can do in the current moment with your own mind, body, and spirit. To clarify the Death card, we have the Eight of Wands. I do expect a very quick turnaround here. Like whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you're unveiling, or whatever it is that you're becoming it rather quickly. It's going to feel like it's going to be overnight or within a few nights time. Like it was kind of like you were meant to progress very fast in a situation because you were meant to get out of that situation very fast. It was like you were long overdue to leave whatever it was that you were in. To clarify the Knight of Wands, we have the Four of Wands. Oh, I love this. The new you is going to be a lot happier. The new you is going to be more celebratory. Like you're going to want to celebrate all the time, or you're just going to be in a great mood regardless of what's going on, regardless of like how you are on the inside. The new you is going to be so happy and so jovial. People can't help but want to be around you. I feel like you're going to be very magnetic and very attractive as well. Once you leave this particular situation, once you set course for the things you are meant to be, you're going to very quickly become that which you are meant to be. For example, if you want to go work in a particular company, you're going to quickly ascend as a person to be the kind of person that is meant to be in that company. It's almost like a glow up. In fact, I love it because we do have the fairy godmother here. It's almost like she's going to wave her magic wand. And in this case, you are the fairy godmother. She's going to wave her magic wand and you're going to become, you know, Cinderella ready for the ball. I love this for you. It's a very quick glow up because you were meant to glow up. We have the Ten of Wands as well. I do see you, like, whatever it is that you're leaving behind, I do see you just being very weighed down by it, regardless. Even though on the outside you're fine, on the inside you're going through a lot, but it's not going to show. It's like you're only going to seem brighter, happier, and more strong. A lot of fire energy as well, which also came out in pile 1. Maybe some of you are meant to hear pile 1 as well. And then to clarify the Six of Coins, we have Judgment. So I do see you, I'm taking this a little literally, where you are going to get a better sense of judgment, but I also see you making a very big decision here that is going to affect everybody around you and for the better. because it's time for you to step into your power, the power that you've always had. It's time for you to accept that how you feel is how you are meant to be. So if you don't feel right about something, you're not meant to be in it. And if you feel great about something, you are meant to be in it. Your intuition is so strong here. And I see that, which makes sense, because the Fool is always somebody who is guided by their intuition, regardless of how silly they may seem that they are appearing. They are guided by their intuition. They trust in the divine. They trust whatever is coming for and towards them. And this is how you're going to be. So your Judgment card here is you making decisions based off your intuition, regardless of what anyone may think. I think there's only going to be 1 or 2 people that you really confide in, and even they themselves are going to have enough respect for you that they're going to understand your decisions and support you regardless of what they may think of it. Because the King of Swords, even though they're very logical and they're very rational, they think very clearly, very thoroughly, they still respect people's free will. And they will be there to offer more guidance and counsel regardless of what happens here. This is a very, I don't want to say they're impartial, because I do want to say they care about you, but the way they care about you is going to be very, they allow you to be what you need to be. And that's going to be probably the biggest support you have, and one of the more impactful people or energies that is going to be around you. You could also see yourself as becoming this King of Swords character, should you identify with that. That's going to be air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. More Libra than anything, because we do have the 2 of Cups here. But let's go ahead and move on. Oh, but also Aquarius energy, because we have the Fool and the Tower. The Tower is Uranus or Mars. I always associate it with Uranus, and then the Fool is Aquarius. So it could be an Aquarius individual, or maybe somebody with a moon in Aquarius as well. But yeah, I really love this energy for you, Pile 2. Let's move on to your advice. But I do see you becoming intuitive. I was going to say transformative, but I feel like that's a little bit too obvious. I feel like the next 7 days, your intuition is going to kick in very strongly, and you're going to be able to make better decisions based off of it. In some cases, you might be living through your intuition as opposed to everything else. And even the people who don't seem to get it will still get it. The people who are meant to be there to support you will understand. They're not going to judge. They're going to understand, or at least offer advice when you need it, when you want it. I'm being told to get 4 cards from the tea leaves. We have chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Yeah. I feel like some person or something is leaving. You could be the one that's leaving as well. We have fair woman. Dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. The way I was reading this, though, is that that this is a person who is going to be very fair. It's going to be a woman who is very fair-minded, or just, you know, they're fair about their situation. This makes me think of Libra energy again, because Libras are known for being fair. The next card we have, Skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. Yeah, you're uncovering a particular secret here. Handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. This also came out in pile 1. So, and I feel like in your case, you really are going to meet certain people. It could be somebody who's blonde. It could be somebody who is in their feminine energy if they're not a woman, but somebody who's very fair and who sees things logically. I kind of want to say that people are going to be very important within the next 7 days, because somebody you meet is going to help you go through the planning of something. We have this card. Surrender to the pulse that moves you towards your creative destiny, a life of great purpose. It's funny, we keep talking about the things you are meant to do. You're moving on to something that you are meant to do. And in some cases, it could be a creative destiny. I feel like some of you are very creative, so you're moving on to that, as opposed to something that makes a little bit more sense. But this is all a tarot reading, of course. This is not meant to be professional advice. But I do see you following your heart more. All right, we have this card. Let go of the old tales and write your own adventure story. Yeah, you're not meant to go by the same story that everybody else is. You're meant to do your own thing. And these are the cards letting you know that if you feel your story is different from everybody else, that's okay. You're meant to be different. You're not meant to be like everybody else. And by being like everybody else, you're making yourself small. And then one card from the Guardian Angel deck. We have creativity. Yeah, I guess this is going to be my pile of creatives. We, your angelic messengers, are here to help unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion. Let go of fear and apprehension and express the endless source of creativity you possess. Have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. All is valid. You're becoming more the person you are meant to be, pile 2. That is for sure. And I feel like some people are going to really encourage this, and some people are going to fall out of your life if they can't support this particular decision. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this cute little smoky quartz stone, then we have your reading here for you about what's going to be happening within the next 7 days, what you can look forward to, and advice for how to navigate it. The song coming in for you is Mariah Carey's We Belong Together. So I'm not sure if some of you are dealing with an ex, because the song itself is about a past situation. But then for some of you, this could be somebody who you almost didn't get with, but you know that you are meant to be with them. So take it how it resonates. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ex, of course. But there is somebody coming in romantically. I feel like this is going to be my lover boy, lover girls pile. So let's go ahead and see what card you got. We have the 8 of Cups. This is a situation you had already moved on from emotionally. And I feel like, I don't know, your feelings are not going to be in it when this person reaches out. It could be somebody new, by the way. If this is somebody who has maybe had a crush on you for a while, they might finally reveal something about themselves. But let's go ahead and get the rest of your oracles. We're going to look at the oracles to get a gist of what is going on here, maybe confirm some of the things I'm already channeling. And then the tarot is going to give us a look into the 7 days. We have Eosa. I want to say her name is Estor. New beginnings. Something new is on the horizon here. So you've left behind something emotionally. Your heart is no longer in something. And there's something new, but also something youthful. Like whatever this is, it's going to bring a lot of new things. It could also just be like you starting a new journey, which I feel has been the main theme so far for all my readings. In this reading, we also have Thor, action. Whoever this person is, they're going to be the ones coming forward. But also, don't look at Thor too much because, like, I mean, just look at that. But anyway, whoever this person is, they're very attractive, or at the very least, very physically fit. There is a magnetic pull about them. And it's very interesting that we have action and new beginnings. It's like stuff is happening within the next 7 days. Do expect things to happen. If you're not the one taking action, other people will take action for you. Thor is the god of thunder, and honestly, as I'm saying this, there's like a little bit of a storm coming in. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to hear the thunder because I've heard it in the distance before I started recording. So it's interesting that thunder and lightning are coming through in this pile. I'm not sure if that's like an element that you yourself identify with, pile 3. Because I'm thinking of Pikachu as well, for those of you who love Pokemon. But let's go ahead and get your next card, which is... Oh, some of you are not going to be ready for whatever this is. We got this card. She just fell out. She came back to the innocence of the garden. Something about coming back is like coming through here. Because what is Mariah Carey sing? Baby, please come back because we belong together. Yeah, somebody is coming back with like a vengeance almost. Or with like a purpose. There's a... Yeah, I feel like someone's coming back. And whether you want this or not will all depend on who this is, I'm sure. And like what's going on and what the situation is. She came back to the innocence of the garden. Stardust is everywhere. Unity. This is the throat chakra, so a message will be coming through from somebody. Our connection to the ancient swept clean in this new eon. The soft blue brush of forgiveness dipped into vibrant green. A super lush freshness never before seen. We leave the untrue behind for fungi and cosmic stardust to compost. What is beautiful continues to sing through our activated solar plexus. Our cosmology is new. We are children teaching the universe to play fair. Self-validating, wild and unique, beautiful miracles, living and breathing love. We are at the frontier of playful creativity, love made real. Playfulness requires collective courage, me becoming, we becoming fun. Me becoming, we becoming fun, forgiveness. So I guess some of you will be taking back somebody that maybe wronged you in some way. Or there's something about an apology here and maybe you'll be friends with them. If it's not a love situation, it could be just like a really good friend that maybe you had a falling out with and you want to get back together as friends, of course. I feel like it all depends on what the situation is, but somebody is coming back with an apology and there's forgiveness and lots of great things here. New beginnings, of course, can also mean that you have a new beginning within this connection. But there's something here about you being okay with something. Like you yourself might be coming back to this situation as well, because I feel like it comes from both ends. We're going to get a card from the Star Seed Oracle. We have Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. And Sirius here meaning the constellation Sirius, in case that's important to you. But there is something here about messages with throat chakra and messenger. Some of you could be hearing from this person. It could be through a text, an email, something where you are reading something you can screenshot. I'm seeing, because there's something here about needing to show this to somebody else, for those of you who need confirmation from like other friends or other people. But this is a situation you had moved on emotionally before. Like you're no longer mad about this. You're no longer in your feelings about this. You're no longer crying over this. You are not worried about it. And when it comes back, it's almost like you had let it go so it could come back. I'm not trying to get anybody's hopes up here, by the way. I just see somebody coming back. Whoever this person is, they are not, well, the majority of them will not be anybody toxic or unhealthy or messy. I just feel like this is somebody who is here to say that you were right about something. And maybe it's just an offer of friendship or love that they are offering. It may not even be the whole, I don't think it necessarily has to become a whole thing, because like I said, some of you have moved on. But let me read from the book for Esther. Easter. So I'm looking at the pronunciations. She's a Germanic goddess of spring and dawn, which again, this could be in the morning when you hear from them. Like maybe you're usually used to hearing from them at night or I don't know, after hours, but I'm getting something about an early morning message, like just in case that means anything to anybody. We have, it is time for a fresh start. One cycle ends and a new one begins. Rejoice, a new you emerges. You are blossoming. Easter is a Germanic goddess of spring and the dawn, a maiden in aspect. She is depicted as a young woman surrounded by flowers and budding plants, with a rabbit and a bird as her companions. Spring is a time for earth cycle of fertile growth and new beginnings to express themselves. The rabbit, of course, is a symbol of fertility and the bird a symbol of rebirth, as you will see with Easter's mythos. So definitely the rebirth. I am seeing if this reading is meant to be timeless. So if you're watching this during Easter, sorry, not Easter, I guess Easter if you celebrate it, but during spring, which is a holiday. Easter is a spring holiday. I'm getting so worked up about this. Like, it's weird. But your person, they're going to have a hard time composing themselves when it comes to writing this message, which is why I feel it's going to be written and not spoken, because if they speak, they know they're going to mess it up. Like, they're going to be very stumbling over their words and stuttering and probably not making themselves completely coherent. They may not be able to express themselves fully when it comes to talking face to face. So they may send you a message or an email, a letter, something. Maybe not a letter. I don't think anyone does that anymore, but it's going to be in written word. And I feel from there, it'll eventually become something more face to face. But there's a new beginning here. Springtime is important. New beginnings for sure. It could be somebody younger as well. If this is a new person, it could be somebody younger or somebody who is growing up, like emotionally. I feel like regardless of their age, there's something here about maturation with this person. Thor is also making me think of, what movie was it? Was it Endgame? Where Thor kind of lets himself go because he defeated Thanos, but then afterwards he kind of falls into a bit of a depression and like becomes a bum in the middle of nowhere playing video games, just feeling sorry for himself and drinking a lot. So maybe this person has gone through that, or maybe you have. And it's like maybe one or the both of you have finally picked yourselves up and decided to get yourself back together. It did say blossoming with Easter. So I'm wondering if one of you or the both of you is finally blossoming. I want to say it's more you, pile 3. You're looking great. You look like you're doing amazing. So it's like this person wants to come through and speak to you again because you're finally in your era of looking great. Because this woman does look rather gorgeous. It's like, who wouldn't want to speak to her? And this guy too, regardless of your gender here, because it could be for either or, of course, they're both looking really great. So if it is an ex, I feel like you're both looking great and doing good, and you might decide to be friends again or whatever else you want to do from there. And if it's a new person, a person that you almost had a chance with, but it didn't quite happen, same thing. Maybe you're both finally free and you're able to move forward. I'm also being pointed to their weapons here. Well, I'm not sure if it is a weapon, whatever Easter is carrying here, this thing. I'm not even sure. Is that a... It's a thing. I guess I could look in the book for that. And then Thor's carrying his hammer, of course. It's like you're both armed for whatever it is that you're both taking on. You both have your defenses up, but you both also know that you can let your guard down around each other. Very similar energies here. But at the same time, it's like, for some of you, this could be a counterpart, somebody who like is really a good match for you. So if it was an ex where things just didn't go right, but they came back and they want to make it okay, I feel like it could be that. But if it's a person, again, that is new, that you haven't given a chance, but you've known them for a while, it could be that you're both finally at a point where you could like start dating or progress something further within this relationship. And of course, if it's a friend, I feel like you're both finally on equal footing and there's no more pettiness here. But something about somebody turning their life around and ready to message you, forgive you, apologize, whatever the situation is here. And I feel like you're going to be very open to it as well, pile 3. I feel like you've gone through your own growth and your own situation. You've processed everything that you had to do, and maybe you're even owning up to your part in this particular connection as well, because after all, you yourself are also maturing, or at the very least have always been the more mature one in this connection. Regardless of age, because for some of you there might be a bit of an age difference. But let's move on, because I'm curious to see how this whole situation will progress. It's rather juicy, not gonna lie. But this isn't the first time I've gotten a reading where like somebody is okay opening back up to somebody from their past. And I don't typically like those kinds of readings, because when I think of X energy, it's not always the best. But lately, I guess because my subscribers are so open-hearted and so understanding. Maybe some of you are learning to forgive a little bit more or be more open-minded when it comes to people from your past. I'm very proud of you guys, because I know I'm not like that. But let's move on. We're going to do 7 cards here, and each card can either represent each day that is going to go forward, or it could be the whole progression of the next week that we are looking into. So take it how it resonates. And sometimes I see it myself too, so I will point it out. We're going to get 7 cards and then clarifiers for those cards. For my pile 3, we have the World. So yeah, you're in a great place the next 7 days. And I feel like everybody's noticing, because when I think of the World, I think of an audience. Like the world is a stage. We also have the Hangman. This is you changing your mind about something, but also letting go of an idea that was kind of bogging you down, or even, like I said earlier, you have let go of the situation, of whatever the situation was. I feel like you fully released it, which sometimes happens when we let go of something. It kind of comes back to us just so we can see how far we've come emotionally or mentally from that situation. We have the Page of Swords. This is that message, the messenger. And look, we have a little bird here. Lots of birds are coming through, because Easter is a goddess of birds, or her animals are birds. And then we have this cute little bird. And even as I said that, I'm not sure if you heard the little bird in the background. Oh my god. Yeah, birds to me mean messengers, but like they're calm messengers. They're messages you would want to receive, as opposed to like an owl or a hawk or something. Small birds are good messages. 7 of Cups with lots of options, as well as I'm seeing 7 of Cups in this particular reading as looking back at a lot of memories. It's kind of like the 6 of Cups, but instead the 7 of Cups, because I don't want to say it's selective memory, but it's looking back at things that have happened with a new lens, with a new perspective. and being smarter because of it. So it's not just options, it's looking back at your past and choosing how to see it, if that makes sense. Which is weird. I've never really had that come through that way. Let's go ahead and get your 5th card. We have the 2 of Swords. You may not know how to reply. You may take your time answering this person or getting back to them. And that's fair because you really do have to assess the situation. I forget where I heard this, but I want to say that the astrological planet placement that corresponds with the 2 of Swords would be the moon in Libra. And Libras are known for being indecisive. Not all of them, of course, but that's because they take their time making decisions sometimes. And with the moon being emotions, it's like you're taking your time to see how you feel about this entire situation. This is very mature energy. This is exactly what a proper adult would do, a mentally sound adult would do. So you're handling the situation well, pile 3. Let's go ahead and take the 9 of Cups. So this is something you've been wanting. I feel like you've been wanting to hear from this person for a while, or they've been wanting to reach out. So there's a wish fulfillment here, and I'm not saying it's going to be like happily ever after or that everything's going to go great, but I do see that this is something that the both of you have wanted, a face-to-face. Because even look at how they are here. They're looking at each other very lovingly, very happily. But it doesn't necessarily have to be lovingly. I'm saying this so you can have the option whether you want this to happen or not, or whether you want to progress with this person or not. But I feel like things are being said that have needed to be said, or things that you needed to hear are things that you are going to hear. And in some cases, some of you may have suspected something and it's like it's going to be confirmed. Let's get one more card. The Devil. Beware temptation. If this is a love connection, I am taking this card to mean don't rush into it physically, because I can see how it would be very easy, especially if you get carried away with nostalgia or feelings for each other. Because I do feel that there are feelings here, and they're very strong. But it's like, it's palpable. You don't talk about it. You don't even say anything, but the feelings are there. I feel like you and this person had a very deeply emotional connection, and it's hard to keep that out. Like, it's hard to see each other on a more logical or rational way. In some cases, this could be a kind of person that you can't just be friends with. It could be somebody that maybe you do want to give it another try for this connection. But in other cases, it could be like, it's better to just not, but still be on good terms, you know? It all depends on where you are with this person. I feel like it's going to vary for everybody, but there's a reconciliation here. A conversation has needed to be had. But I am seeing you taking your time and being rational about this, especially with the Page of Swords and the 2 of Swords. Back of the deck energy, we have the 3 of Cups, letting me know that you might encounter this person during a party or a celebration or somewhere where there's somebody else. Or it could be like, I'm hearing during somebody's birthday, like they might reach out and wish you a happy birthday, something like that, which is very interesting. So that could be an excuse that they use to reach out, like, hey, I remember it's your birthday, how have you been, etc. So nothing but like good vibes are here, but at the same time, a lot of caution. And I do mean a lot with the 7 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and the Devil, but a lot of good stuff as well. I would be wary of how you feel, because it's like it could be so easy to give in to the good, happy feelings and think that everything can be fine. But I am seeing that you have to take your time with this very strongly. Let's go ahead and clarify these cards. So let's, for the World, my pile 3. But also I'm noticing that there's at least 2 cards here. Not the 2 of Cups and not the Lovers, but the 9 of Cups and the World. And they both involve 2 people coming back or being together lovingly, which is just so interesting. It's almost like this person went out to look for some other options with the 7 of Cups here, but they just couldn't find whatever it is that you and this what you and this person had. It's very hard to find, which is probably part of the reason they're coming back. To clarify the World, we have the 8 of Globes. This is hard work. Yeah, letting me know that you have worked really hard to put yourself in a better place, to move on, to bring your world together, really. Let's clarify the Hanged one, or the Hanged Man. We have the 9 of Wands. You're very defensive about who it is that reaches out to you. You've gotten smarter as well, because we have Athena here. I always look at her whenever I see this card. This is somebody who is strategizing about how to handle relationships going forward. And this especially means this person. If you've decided on a new way of handling love and relationships, pile 3, don't throw that whole system out for this person, because I could see how that could be very easy. Apply those same new rules that you have to this person. Like, if they're not meeting those new standards you have, by all means, it means they don't meet your standards. Don't allow them to sway you with nostalgia or with history or with whatever feelings are still there. Because I can tell that there's feelings here, whether you want to admit that or not. With the Page of Swords, we have the Ruler of Globes. This is the King of Pentacles. So you have to stay very true to yourself is what I'm seeing. Because Earth energy asks you to be stable with yourself, to be your own provider, essentially. And I don't think that's a coincidence, considering that it came right after I said to make sure you stick by your own standards, the new standards of dating here when it comes to this person. For some of you, this person may have outgrown your new standards. And for some of you, maybe this person is finally meeting up to them. If this is a new person, I feel like you've seen them or you've tried, or there's just been some disagreements here. Like they've had to mature a lot or get their stuff together. Okay, to clarify the 7 of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This person's going to be a little stubborn. I'm not going to lie. They might be a little stubborn. They might be a little persistent. And if this is a new person, you might like that. But if it's an old person, you may wonder why they are being so persistent. Let's clarify the 2 of Swords. This is you taking your time to answer. You taking some time to adjust, I'm hearing. Adjust something. You might be here during this indecision period. Maybe you're waiting to get back at them, but you're just like, I don't know what to say. We have the 8 of Wands, which is interesting because here we have a stalling of communication, and 8 of Wands is like quickness. So I feel like in the past, some of you have had a history of moving on too quickly or responding too quickly. Maybe you don't like to leave people on red because you don't like to be left on red. But in this case, take your time. Like, take your time. Leave them on red for as long as you need to leave them there. If you feel that they're going to escape between your fingers because you took too long to respond, they're not for you. But if they understand that you have to take your time with this, then by all means, I feel like you can progress forward. It's almost like we're going through a system of checks and balances here to make sure that they are meeting every requirement that you have now set for yourself when it comes to new relationships or even taking back certain people who have shown progress or have shown change. Because I feel like for some of you, this person regretted letting you go. Let's clarify the 9 of Cups. Yeah, you're a hard to find person, pile 3. And you can take that as either hard to get a hold of or hard to find somebody just like you. And in some cases, both. Like, you really are one of a kind. We have Temperance for the 9 of Cups, letting me know that, like I said, Temperance is balance, but it's focusing where you need to focus. And it's kind of like, for some of you, you may have given too much of yourself in this connection. And for some of you, it could be that this person gave you a lot in this connection, so you feel that you owe them. And it could be both cases as well, but don't let that cloud your judgment, because I'm going to clarify this Devil card here, and I really need to know what this is. But I feel like it's easy for them to seduce you. It's easy. They know how to work you, and they know how to get like something out of you is what I'm seeing. Let's clarify the Devil card. We have the 4 of Daggers. Sleep on it. Think really hard about it. I feel like some of you are going to take them up on a physical offer, because the 4 of Swords in the Rider-Waite is the guy laying on a bed or a cot or something, and you could see that as sleep, but you could also see that as sleeping with. So I feel like some of you might take this offer up physically at first, and again, I'm being told that some of you, back of the deck energy, some of you need to let go of some aspect of this. What's underneath that? 6 of Wands, Victory, and the Tower. I feel like some of you are seeing this as some sort of karma, like something is being undone because they've come through and you're finally reconciling somehow. But it's kind of like the story isn't over for some of you. What's underneath this? 4 of Cups, yeah. Some of you need to let go of the pain. There's a lot of letting to let go. Because this person has finally come in their power, but so have you. I see this as, this is one of those people that I feel is going to be in and out of your life a lot, depending on the boundaries that you set. So within the next 7 days, you're going to see this play out with this person. Protect your peace at all costs. Remember how far you've come. Some of you, you're going to go back to them. I do see that. And if it's a new person, again, just take your time with them, because it's going to be very easy to just want to fall completely into their life, because it seems that they have everything that you could ever want. Like maybe they have their own place and you need a place to stay, or they're just very, very attractive and you haven't, been with anybody in a while. I feel like it's going to be very easy to fall for this person regardless. And you really have to set the pace. Remember who you are. Take your time. Respect yourself above all else, because if this person truly wants you and loves you, they're going to wait for you. They are. It's just, you gotta, don't look at this through rose-colored glasses. This is like the biggest warning. Like, I love you so much, my pile 3, but I need you to make sure that everything is fine. And I feel like a lot of it isn't even coming through in this reading, because this could be a test from the universe to see how far you have come and being able to judge people that come into your life intimately. But let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. Because look at this. It begins with the world and ends with the devil. Just make sure you're safe. And do take care. And pay attention to the details. Pay attention to what they say and what they don't say. Specifically what they don't say. Because sometimes it's... Oh, this is funny. Because I was just listening to somebody speak. I want to say it was Tarot Ate. It was like, your silence is worth 1,000 words or something like that. Oh my God. Yeah. I wonder if I can... I'm going to try and remember to... tag her in this reading. But yeah, your silence is worth, somebody's silence here is worth a lot more. So make sure you pay attention to what somebody doesn't say. And I know that sounds weird, it sounds tricky, but let's go ahead and get your tea leaves. I haven't used tea leaves in a minute, so I'm being told to get 5 for you. We have broom, new home, new attitude. Maybe somebody has moved into a new place and that's given them like a whole new attitude, quite literally. But also you could be in a new place. If it's not an actual house or home, it could be just like a new state of mind, a new attitude that has really shaped and shifted how you are. We also have December. So the month of December could be important. Which is funny because we were just talking about spring earlier. But maybe somebody was born in December, or by December you will see something different. Are there any places in the world where spring is in December? Let me know in the comments below. I was going to say the South Hemisphere, but I want to say that's summer. Okay, we also have dusk. Pay attention to your work. Yeah, not just your work, but pay attention in general. Pay attention to what is being said. Pay attention to the timing of things, especially. Because I feel like that... The thing about people who love to manipulate is that their sense of timing is always so off. I've had to learn that the hard way. Their sense of timing is very off. So pay attention to timing. And 2 more. We have frying pan, trouble, accusations. Somebody here could accuse somebody of something. Oh, and then I guess you get 2. We have chair filled, someone new is entering your life, and horse, short journey. So somebody new could come in, but they may not last long, or you could... If you're traveling, it could be having to travel just a little bit to see somebody. Whichever one resonates more. It's like a short journey would depend on what a short journey is to you. To me, driving anywhere is an average of like 15 to 30 minutes to just get to like a store. But for some of you, depending on where you live, maybe that's a long journey for you. But I'm hearing something about 15 to 30 minutes to go see somebody. Again, take that as it resonates, but a short journey to go see somebody. Let's go ahead and get 2 cards from the Let Go deck. But I am seeing a lot of caution. The trouble and accusations, I feel like it's just clarifying a lot of things that went on in the past, or things people may have heard of you. We have this card. Meditate to dispel all fears and become a beautiful, enchantingly magnetic person. I feel like you already have pile 3. You are already an enchantingly magnetic person. If you could hear that, that's the thunder. That's Thor back there reminding you who you are. But some of you, you're already enchantingly magnetic. If you feel that going back to this person is going to undo some progress you've made, by all means, don't go back. But if you feel you can handle them, then by all means, you can go. We also have this particular card. Surrender to the pulse that moves you towards your creative destiny. A life of great purpose. If you feel that this particular connection or person is moving you to something better, this is a green light. If not, by all means, you can let them go. I'm going to get another one for you because I feel like I've gotten both of these in another pile. If you came from that pile, then I apologize. I guess those 2 messages are just really wanting to come through in this entire reading. I'm being given this one. Something about washing your hair or something to do with hair. Let go of yesterday, as what you do right now is more important. Oh, that's a beautiful message. Let go of yesterday. Let go of the past. We're focusing on the now, on the present, in the present, and the future. All right, so let's get a card from the Guardian Angel deck. We have this one. Peace. Calm your thoughts and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. So regardless of what goes on with this person, pile 3, I feel like peace is coming for you. You deserve peace, and in some cases, a lot of you are very much peace. I feel like you gave peace to this person quite honestly. Like maybe they were the kind of person who attracted a lot of chaos, and you were one of the few people who brought peace, and this could be part of the reason they miss you or they want you back in their life. But I feel like you also have to protect that peace, because if somebody is robbing you of peace, they're not meant for you. If they're robbing you of a sound mind, of the quietude you want, or even of the time you need to yourself, they're not meant for you. So these are just reminders of what it is that you need and who you are. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose this beautiful moss agate point, then we have your reading here for you about the next 7 days, what you can expect, what is coming through, and any advice on how to handle it. So we're going to look at your cards. We're going to use these 2 tarot cards as part of your oracles to see what the situation is. We have Ruler of Wands. This is the King of Wands. And 9 of Cups. Some of you are having a wish fulfillment here. Some person is going to provide something for you that you've always wanted. This could be like a father figure gifting you something you've always wanted. It could also be a boyfriend, of course, if you have one, or a husband, some kind of male figure, or a masculine figure if you don't have a male figure in your life. But somebody is coming through to give you something you've always wanted. In some cases, it could even be a boss giving you a raise or a position. But I feel like for some of you, you have a wish being granted within the next 7 days. And I feel like it's all beautiful. But let's go ahead and look at your cards to see what is going on here. I do get the feeling that some of you will have a sit down with this person over drinks or something, because I was getting that image very strongly. The King of Wands could also be a woman, somebody who's like very much in charge, very in her masculine energy. So if you had like a mother figure who was more like a father figure because she was in complete control, this could also be the case. Or if your boss is a woman, of course. But regardless, somebody very important and very in control is giving you something you've always wanted. We have Typhon, Anger, Rage for your masculine, or sorry, your God card, your masculine energy card, and your feminine energy card. It's funny because it was getting a little bit dark due to a storm that's coming up right now, but now it's getting really light. Like I came back upstairs and it was very bright. So I do see something like a bright future here. We have Pomona, Plenty. So if some of you have been feeling a little bit of lack, I feel like you're going to come into some sort of, like I said earlier, a promotion, a raise, maybe like a bonus even, like something you've deserved this whole time. You're going to be getting something you've been either needing, wanting, or definitely deserve. In some cases, it could be like a time off. Maybe you requested a very outrageous kind of vacation schedule and you're going to get it. Or it could even be just like a gift, but it's not going to be a gift that is, you know, out of it's not just going to be for fun. It's going to be something you needed. So let's say you needed a car. Maybe somebody helps you with a down payment for a car, which, you know, you would need to take you from point A to point B. It's going to be that kind of situation. This is practical because Pomona is giving me very Queen of Pentacles energy, where something here is practical. But it's also interesting how these cards kind of reflect this, because you could see the King of Wands as being a little bit of a person that is very okay with their anger or rage. Not saying that all of them are this way, but fire energy is, well, fiery with anger and rage. And the Nine of Cups makes me think of, well, it's more Nine of Pentacles, but I can see them as the same sometimes here, where somebody has a mindset of abundance. And this could be an abundance of emotion or a feeling, or it could be an abundance of, like I said earlier, material wealth, material things and money. But there is something here that you've been wanting for a long time, and it's coming through. I'm going to get a card from the Starseed Oracle as well. I will read about Pomona because I don't know much about her. I want to say she's not even a goddess. She's like a mythological figure. We have trust the timing. Trust the wave you came on. Time is not running out. So if some of you thought it was too late for something, I'm hearing somebody is going to waive that time limit. Or there's going to be some sort of, like a very small, whatchamacallit? They're going to find a loophole. A small loophole here where you're going to be able to get away with something. Or somebody may just not care. It's like, we know you're 2 days late, but we like you, so here you go. It could be like, if you're looking for something that is expensive, it could be like a sale. Maybe somebody will honor like a sale price as opposed to like the original price. It could also be, like I said, maybe if you wanted a promotion or a raise, there was a time limit for that, but somebody is gonna like pencil you in because they really like you and they know you deserve this. Mostly you're being seen as very competent. I will get into the anger and rage here, but I feel like that is mostly going to be from either a frustration or some outside source. Because anger and rage can propel us to do things that we typically wouldn't do, you know? And I'm not saying that in a bad thing. It could be the fire that ignites us to move forward. And I feel like in some cases, somebody has recognized that fire within you and they're wanting to do the most for you so that you can also get what you deserve. We're getting this card, which came in another pile. I want to say it was pile 3. She came back to the innocence of the garden. She came back to the innocence of the garden. Stardust is everywhere, unity. Throat chakra, Visuddha. Our connection to the ancients. Swept clean is the new eon. The soft blue brush of forgiveness dipped into vibrant green. A super lush freshness never before seen. We leave the untrue behind for fungi and cosmic stardust to compost. What is beautiful continues to sing through our activated solar plexus. Our cosmology is new. We are children teaching in the universe to play fair. Self-validating, wild and unique, beautiful miracles, living and breathing love. We are at the frontier of playful creativity, love made real. Playfulness requires collective courage, me becoming, we becoming fun. So I am seeing that because of this, people are seeing you in a new light. They see what you bring to the table. And for a lot of you, it's the way you communicate and the way you bring a lightness to this particular situation. I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be career. But if it's for something more personal, like a friend or family, they just love the energy you bring. Because you communicate very clearly. I'm seeing you as somebody who has a very specific skill that you would think a lot of people have, but they actually don't, at least within this environment and within this setting. And that's part of the reason you get what you want, because you express what your needs are, why you want them. Like, you make your argument very clear. You make your case clear here. And somebody respects that and or acknowledges that. And therefore, you're going to get something that you want. But the timing here is what is the biggest thing. I feel like timing is going to be all over the place. Maybe you're still dealing with things from the previous retrograde season, which, let's face it, if you're watching this close to the time that I release it, we just got out of, was it Mercury in Aries retrograde, which was all over the place. But I know there's at least 3 retrogrades per year, so this could be any other Mercury or Venus retrograde season. when I say retrograde, I mean there are 3 Mercury retrogrades per year on average. But regardless, there is something about the timing here. Like, expect divine timing to be at play. It's not going to come when you want it. It's not going to come even when you need it, but it's going to come just when it's meant for you to have it, if that makes any sense. This is literally like getting your direct deposit the night before rent is due or something like that. So take that if it resonates, or that bonus that I was talking about for those of you who might be getting one. I'm going to go ahead and read for Pomona, or Pomona. I'm not quite sure how you say her name. But she's giving me Empress energy as well, because she's got the cornucopia or something that looks like a cornucopia down here. Mostly, she gives the implication that she is somebody who has their ish together. And I feel like some of you are going to be looking this way too. And in some cases, I feel like expressing your anger or frustration is actually going to benefit you somehow within the next 7 days. I know this is a 7-day reading, but I feel like for some of you, this might take a little bit longer because we have this time card here, the trust the timing. So it could start, or you could set it in motion within these next 7 days, but you may not see it until maybe up to a month or so before this happens. So we have Pomona. Trust that you have enough. Ask and you will receive. It is time to prune back the dead wood in order to grow. Nourish yourself and the earth. What did I say about asking? You know exactly how to ask what you need and why you need it. You know how to make your case. According to ancient Roman myth, the beautiful nymph Pomona cherished her garden above everything else. From the first rays of pale dawn to the rich gold of the setting sun, the exquisite Pomona nurtured every plant within her domain. I'm going to skip forward to some highlights here. She reminds us that we have unlimited plenty in our lives and in the natural world, and that we need to cultivate and care for it. In both a literal and figurative sense, we can stifle growth if we do not choose to prune back the unnecessary things in our lives. It's counterintuitive, pile 4, but for some of you, if you get rid of something, it's going to bring more in. So let's say you have like a lot of clutter in your house. If you get rid of some of the things that you don't need, whether you sell them, donate them, or whatever, or just throw them away if you can't do anything with them, you're actually going to call in more stuff, like better stuff that you actually need. And I know that seems counterintuitive, but I've done this before where I've gotten rid of certain things, like clothes, for example, and then new clothes came in, clothes that were more relevant to how I dress now, more relevant to how I like the style that I was in, as well as like my age, I guess, for some of you. I feel like some of you need to let go of things that really hold on to negative or past energy, and new things will come in. Ask any very spiritual Taurus person. This is very true, because my sister is a moon in Taurus and she's very similar. But shout out to Michelle if she gets to be in this pile. But I do feel that some of you need to get rid of the old to make way for the new. So if you want a new piece of furniture, get rid of the old one. You might be without furniture for a few days, but I feel like that new one will come through very easily, and it'll be easier for it to come in as well. And I am dealing with material things here. And if we're talking about money, pay off some bills and new money will come in. I know it seems counterintuitive. So you might be in a little bit of a budgeting kind of energy for a while, but then like, boom, you get a bonus or a raise or something. Of course, this is not professional advice, and I'm not guaranteeing that, so don't make any risky decisions. But there is something here about letting go of something to make way for something new. But let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards, because this is a very exciting kind of reading. I feel like somebody is finally helping you out, or somebody is seeing that you're struggling. And they're acknowledging that you deserve whatever it is that you haven't gotten. And for a lot of you, it's going to be a position in work or career or a raise. For some of you, it could be like, for those of you who have kids, or if you're pregnant or something along those lines, I feel like you're gonna get like some sort of like cash gift or something, especially if you're pregnant. Like, people might just decide to give you money for your baby shower, but you feel like that money actually is gonna help a lot more than whatever little baby trinkets they were gonna give you, especially if you're on like your second or third kid. I've noticed that with parents, like, or newer parents, I guess. They don't really want stuff. They would just rather have money to pay bills, or to buy the things that they do need. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So we're going to get 7 cards. And each card can represent each day within the next 7 days. It could also just be the progression of that entire week and what to expect and what's going to go on. So let's go ahead and get messages for my pile 4. We have Temperance. This has come out in almost every pile. In fact, every pile. Yeah, even the last. Yeah. So something about temperance is very important for everybody. People need to be balancing things out in a way where they're focusing on what they need to focus on, and maybe just let go of something for a moment, because everybody's kind of off balance right now in this entire reading. And that's not a bad thing. It happens to all of us. We also have the Page of Wands. We have the Ten of Wands. You've been overburdened with something. I feel like you were throwing yourself off balance, focusing on something new, or taking care of something that took up too much energy. We also have Justice. Yeah, we have somebody here coming through to set things right. We also have Nine of Cups. Here's that wish fulfillment. You got the Nine of Cups twice, because that was the other card that was... Yeah, that was one of your oracle cards, the Nine of Cups. Letting you know that something you've always wanted is going to come through. And I do feel it's going to be a gift. But like I said, it's like a gift that you deserve. Someone's going to be like, okay, you clearly need this, so take this as a gift. Don't expect, like, don't pay it back. It could be like a generous amount of money. I keep feeling like it's a generous amount of money or something expensive. But this person is not going to expect anything back in return. And they're going to justify that, because I feel like some of you don't want charity, and that's fair. There's pride here, but this person's going to try and tell you, like, hey, you deserve this. Please take this and don't think about paying it back. It's very loving too. And it is going to be somebody older or somebody above you. Or if it's a work situation, they're going to give you a position so you can better handle your finances here. Let me make sure that this is, there we go. Sometimes my camera goes out of focus, so I'm sorry for those of you who are watching. Just let me know in the comments and I'll better adjust these things going forward. We have Death. We are letting go of something here that was holding you back, really. I feel like this whole situation is going to make you wake up and realize that you really have to either put more effort into something or get your stuff together. We also have the Magician. Yeah, it's going to awaken you to the power that you have. I feel like this is going to give you a big confidence boost. Or you're not going to just, take this gift and run with it. You're going to make good use of it. You're going to put it to whatever it needs to be put. Some of you could decide to pay off like maybe a bill or something, and then the rest of it is going to go into a savings account just to see what you can grow with it. You're going to be very smart with this because you understand how rare it is for you to get this particular opportunity. Back of the deck, we have Knight of Cups. Yeah, somebody's taking a liking to you. Like I said earlier, this could be like a romantic prospect who's just deciding to, for example, maybe they take you out somewhere really nice, or they pay for everything. I feel like this person is very generous regardless. You could also just see the Knight of Cups as like a family member who, again, just really cares about you. Let's go ahead and clarify these cards. I'm getting like some of you have solar plexus stuff going on, because my gut feels a little weird, which is very odd. Like some of you are nervous about this, or you feel that this has to do with power. You might feel powerless, and this is going to be like a wake-up call for you to get your power back, to do more with your life, because somebody has been very generous here. Let's clarify the Temperance card. Yeah, this is a change of heart. Well, not a change of heart, but a change of mind, a change of perspective. The Hangman lets you know that you are definitely going to shift the way that you operate. It's letting go of an old mentality to make way for a new one. I keep saying that and bringing that up. Some of you are getting rid of something to make room for something new. We have the Six of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. You setting your life in balance. I feel like some of you understand that you've been just a little bit unhinged lately, to put it lightly, and you're really gonna make an effort to get things right in order again. Let's clarify the Ten of Wands, this overburdened feeling. We have the Six of Swords. If this particular thing is a work situation or a relationship, I feel like you're gonna leave it behind because you knew you were doing too much and it wasn't giving back. I had a similar message in an earlier pile. So I feel like everybody here is going through something very similar. To clarify the Justice card, we have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, it wanted to come out reverse. Well, a lot of them wanted to come out reverse, but the way I'm seeing it is you're no longer carrying the burdens that are not yours. You're only going to carry what's yours and nobody else's. And if people don't like that, then they can get out of the way. Let's clarify the 9 of Cups. This particular pile is very serious, by the way. I'm not sure why, but like all the other piles are a lot more light and fun, but this pile is very serious. Let's clarify the 9 of Cups. Like some of you could really use a fun night out or something. Ooh, we have the 2 of Cups and oh, the Knight of Cups. Pile 4, somebody is really into you. This person I really feel is going to be like a date. I don't even think it's a boyfriend. I think it's like, or a girlfriend. I don't think it's a partner. I feel like it's going to be somebody who's really into you romantically, so they decide to be generous to you, but it's not going to be or feel shady, okay? So don't think that you have to do anything for this. I have to express that because they don't expect anything. They just don't want to see you be put in a weird position. They'd rather they know that it came from them. So because I feel like this person can take this on, like they probably make more than enough that if they were to give you enough to pay your bills, it wouldn't hurt them. Like this person is going to be okay with this and they don't expect anything back except maybe gratitude and friendship, you know, just very basic things. But this person really cares about you. The 2 of Cups is, well, first of all, I feel like this is somebody that you've been wanting for a long time or they've been wanting you, because the 9 of Cups can be emotional gratification, emotional satisfaction. The 2 of Cups, it's going to be somebody who you may already have a friendship with or an established connection. And the Knight of Cups coming out twice, this is somebody who really likes you. I did say earlier it could be like a family member who just really cares about you, but in some cases this could be a boss who like is into you, but they won't approach you because it's inappropriate. So instead they give you like, you don't ask for this, but they give you a lot of stuff that they wouldn't give other people. It could compromise their job, I'm not going to lie, but maybe they won't even be there for too long. But this person, they really like you. All right, let's clarify the Death card. This could be where this death comes from. Like somebody might be leaving a situation because it's going to there's an emotional compromise here. Or not compromise, conflict of interest. Though I guess compromise could also be part of the situation. Let's go ahead and clarify this. But see, the thing is, pile 4, you were so busy focusing on all your problems that you didn't see that this person is just into you. All right, let's clarify the Death card. Strength. Yeah, you are becoming stronger because of this. And because this person helped you out, it's kind of like, I really need to get my ish together. They shouldn't be having to come in and play, you know, the knight in shining armor, quite literally. And then to clarify the Magician. This person empowers you. I feel like this person sees all the good in you and they know that you're capable of whatever it is that they're about to give you. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, pretty much. You're very smart. You're very intelligent. They appreciate your mind and they know you're somebody that's hard to win over because you know your worth. You can also see through a lot of people's crap. So if anybody tries to manipulate you, because the Magician card can be manipulative energy, you can see through it. And I feel like this is part of the reason they want to help you out. It's like, it would be a shame if you left this particular situation all because of financial struggles when clearly you are very smart and you're very capable of doing whatever it is that you need. This person sees you for your worth. They definitely do. Back of the deck energy, the Anchor. Oh my gosh, this is Emperor energy. Yeah, there's somebody who is large and in charge who really likes you. Like, really likes you. The Justice card makes me think that they could be a Libra because Justice is the scale. Well, I'm trying to remember what it is, and I want to say it's the Scales, which is Libra. But somebody who's very fair. There's a lot of like, oh, there's a lot going on within this week. Like, you're going to be too busy taking care of very basic needs to even understand that somebody has a big crush on you. And they show this through being incredibly generous. I really do mean very generous. This is somebody who's like going to pick up a big bill or something along those lines, or give you what you need. If you work with this person, which is very likely, they could give you a raise so that you can, or a position that is going to be able to afford you the things that you need. Somebody is taking a liking to you, and I feel like whatever you want to do with that, it's up to you, pile 4. We're just looking at the week ahead. We're not looking at the rest of your life, but well, there's a lot here because I'm just also noticing there's a lot of major arcana cards. This was meant to happen. I feel like you had to see this particular energy through this person or what this person could do for you. Because we have Temperance, the Hanged One, the Hanged Man, Justice, Death, the Magician, Strength, and the Emperor. That's 7. Which is a little bit less than half, but still, this is a very big thing. Also, we have 6 twice. 6 is a number of partnerships, and then 2, which is also another number of partnerships, the 2 of Cups. Very interesting energy. I feel like you can unpack the whole love situation in another reading. But there's something here about somebody coming through to help you out. It could be, you know what? This is not going to be for everybody. This could be an ex that maybe it didn't work out, but they have feelings for you and they feel like they owe you money somehow, especially if it's like a baby mama, baby daddy situation. Like maybe they haven't paid enough child support in the past, so they're trying to make up for it by paying a bill or something here on top of child support. This is a very generous person though. So, and I feel like the feelings there are just those of friendship and of somebody who respects, you know, the parent of their child here. That's not going to be for everybody, but it will be for a few of you, for those of you who have healthy relationships with your child's parents. But I feel like, yeah, there's just something here about hitting rock bottom or feeling overburdened, but then realizing, wait, somebody's into me, but you can't focus on that right now because you got other stuff going on. So it's kind of like when the air finally clears, this person's probably going to come through and maybe officially ask you out or something along those lines. And if you don't care about romance or if you have no romantic prospects, again, this could just be a family member who maybe feels that they haven't done enough for you, so they want to do more for you right now. Yeah, this is very, I don't want to say it's challenging energy, but it's kind of like somebody helps you out. Somebody really helps you out. In some cases, this person could also be a neighbor. Or somebody like that, like maybe an elderly neighbor who finds out that you could be getting kicked out. So instead they decide to cover your rent for like a month or so. But it would be a neighbor that you're really close friends with, that you're already on good terms, or even like a roommate. But regardless, this is somebody coming through to help you out monetarily because quite frankly, they adore you. But let's go ahead and get your closing cards. I'm using the tea leaves, which I haven't used in a while. So I'm being told to get 4 for you. Maybe more if they pop out. Let's see. We have bird flying. News is on the way. I do expect this to happen soon because even though this is a timeless reading and it is meant to happen within the next 7 days that you get this reading, I feel like it might be sooner. You might already be in the process of this. We have coins. Money will be coming to you. Only confirming what I just said, pile 4. We have chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. It could be this romantic prospect if this is what you are looking for, or if they're in the picture. We also have hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. I mean, a lot of this is just kind of confirming what I already said. We're also going to get some let go cards for my lovely pile 4. Okay, we got these 2. We have this one. Reach, stretch, breathe, believe. What can you let go of to feel maximum joy? Like I said earlier, pile 4, some of you have like physical things that you need to let go of. And I'm one of those people who believes that things, it doesn't matter what it is, do hold on to energy. So if you have something from an ex, it's going to have the energy of when you were with that ex. Even if it's a happy thing, I would let this go. I mean, if it's something like a really expensive car or purse, by all means, just sell it or even gift it. But I feel like for a lot of you, you need to let go of something in order for new things to come through. It's going to be physical, something physical. Just look through your things and I think you'll know what it is. We also have, don't push or grasp for what you want. Let life come to you and flow through you. You're not going to have to ask for this. I feel like you're going to express your needs, but you're not going to really have to ask for this. Even though I did say that earlier in the oracles. It's the fact that you express a need for something, but it's not directly asking, if that makes any sense. But also, don't be afraid to ask the universe in general for things that you need. I feel like it will come through. Like somewhere, somebody subconsciously is going to hear you and be like, okay, let's give pile 4 what they deserve. Because some of you have been, I feel like some of you have been praying for this, honestly. Even if you don't pray, this is something you have been praying for. I'm going to get you one more card from the Let Go deck. And it's this one. Accept you don't lack for anything. The whole world belongs to you. There is a very deep-rooted feeling of lack of abundance here. And I feel like this has been this entire thing. Because you're going to call in not just what you need, but also people that you need. Because I feel like this person's going to be a very important person in your life for whatever reason. I feel like it's just going to be manifestation at work here. You're going to be shown proof of your manifestation working out. And I feel like you've needed to see this. That's why it's going to be so dramatic. And it may last more than the 7 days, by the way. I say 7 days, but it could be like, this could be like the craziest week of your year for all I know. Let's get a card from the Guardian Angel deck. You get 2 because you're special. Again, proof of your abundance at work here. We have manifestation. Believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart's desires. The life you have for so long aspired to will soon manifest. Long aspired to create will soon manifest. Yeah, your manifestations are coming through, pile 4. And the last card, prayer. What did I say? Even those of you who don't typically pray, you were praying for this. Dear God, help me always to remember that this present life is but a fleeting moment within eternity. Help me always to remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. Thank you. So that was just a cute little prayer for you, pile 4. In case maybe some of you have like parents or grandparents who have been telling you to pray for something and you're like, whatever, that's not going to help. But I feel like this is just confirmation that it wouldn't hurt to, at the very least, ask out loud to the universe what it is that you want, because it's going to provide. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 4. I wish you nothing but the best, and I really do love the message that you got today. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.